Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Something new I'm gonna try. This is gonna be called Off the Cuff, and basically, I'm going to be looking at some of the reviews from Exodus Gods and Kings on Rotten Tomato, both the audience and critics reviews, and basically just reacting to it based on what I watched. I only watched it for the first time for the review. Literally made that video right after I did, right after I finished watching, so it was as fresh can be. Um, and again, I don't think that movie was terrible by any stretch of the imagination. Also, there's not going to be any editing to this. That's why it's off the cuff. So if I'm stammering or stuttering or anything like that, it's just who I am. Um, so I want to look at some reviews from Rotten Tomatoes here. So we'll look at a couple of critic ones. Let's see here. So I've got Brian Eggert from Deep Focus Review. The most essential element lacking from the production, beyond even its historically inaccurate cast, remains the film's inability to find new or novel relevance for an audience who has heard this story countless times before. Yeah, I mean, I guess I understand. Um, I'm not gonna. The historically inaccurate cast, I mean, I think that's just. I they're actors, right? Like you can get Christian Bale to be Moses, right? Like you're gonna take Christian Bale to be Moses most of the time. You know what I mean? Like I I I get what he's saying, but I'm not gonna sit here and ding it for casting choices like that. Um, yeah, I mean, looking at the inability to find new or novel relevance, I mean, I get it. You've got Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston. I mean, even stuff like Prince of Egypt from I think it was early 2000s. Like there might be ones that might tell the story more accurately. I mean, I don't know. This review to me would even like Charlton Heston wouldn't be accurate, right? Like I don't know. It's very weird. Next one is Kip Mooney from Central Track. How so many talented people came together here and just so completely whiffed on one of the most incredible stories ever written is beyond me. Again, I mean, I don't know if I would completely say they whiffed. I think, again, this is critical reviewers, right? So, I mean, they're going to be more critical, right? So I wouldn't say it whiffed completely. I wish it was a little bit more. I wish it was a little bit more specific. And sorry, you may hear my cat because he's yelling at me because I've only fed him like 4 times tonight. So apologize about that. Um, yeah, again, I don't think that's a decent. I mean, it's a review. It's everybody's opinion, right? I don't necessarily agree with that. Let's see here. Scott's film eschews all of Hollywood glam of DeMille's biblical epic. It's humanistic and so gritty you'll feel like taking a bath afterwards, but not in the Nile, which is turned into a lurid blood red as one of the 10 plagues. Eh, I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, aside from um, it sounds pompous for the sake of sounding pompous. Um, let's see. Let's find another critical one. Oh yeah, here's another one. Even if we don't consider the racial problems in casting, the emotional motivations are flimsy at best. No amount of pretty visuals can mask clunky dialogue and thinly veiled characters. I mean, I would agree to some extent. I was not a huge fan of the way Ramses was portrayed in the movie. He had a couple moments that were really good. Like I said in the video, at the end, he's holding his son's body, and it's it's really dramatic. It's really well done when he realizes none of the Hebrews' children have been killed and he lets them go. Um, so again, again, I don't do the racial casting thing. They're actors, you know. Why didn't they get a Frenchman to act as Captain Picard in Star Trek Next Generation, right? Like you can do this all day. Let's see. Sadly, by the time we get to much of the action, it doesn't have any weight, which why build such a real world if you're not going to populate it with interesting people? I mean, there's action at the start. I think there's pretty good action throughout. Yeah, it's definitely more dialogue heavy, but I mean, what were you expecting out of a Bible movie like this? And I mean, there's still plenty of action. There's a big fight scene at the beginning of the movie. There's the plagues, and even before the plagues, there's this really neat. I didn't even touch on this in the review. There's a really neat montage of Moses and the Hebrews having a bunch of like guerrilla warfare against the Egyptians. So you see them like uh, firing flaming arrows at boats on the river and that sort of stuff. So I mean, I think it's got plenty of action. Whether or not the dialogue is up to snuff for some people, I guess is that's up for interpretation. And again, obviously, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. All right, let's look at some verified audience scores here. Oh, I guess there are none, which is weird. How about all audience? And see, there's a lot of 5 stars here. This is the best Bible-based movie I've ever seen. The writers have made very good story out of the available biblical chunks and pieces. Visuals were outstanding, and the dialogue was very well done. I don't know if this is the best Bible-based movie. Again, I wouldn't even say it's the best Moses, the best Moses movie, right? You got to look at like Ten Commandments, right? Um, Maybe the best Bible movie in this since 2000. Maybe I'd have to go back and look. Um, I absolutely loved this movie. I'm truly baffled by the negative reviews. I found it to be relatively fast paced with stunning cinematography and superb acting. Yeah, again, this is Kobe on Rotten Tomatoes as an audience viewer. Again, there's a lot of good stuff to watch in this movie. I guess it comes down to how much are you expecting, and I get it. A lot of I mean, even the poster I used for my thumbnail, it's the director of The Gladiator, which obviously won an Academy Award. So, I understand there's a little bit higher of an expectation, especially with, Ridley Scott directing and Christian Bale and the casting and everything. Um, but again, I think it's well done for what it is. Let's see if we can find some negative reviews here. Hmm. Well, I have to ask, where's the staff? It's a question that begs a response from Ridley Scott. Did he not read the Bible at all? Christian Bale is not convincing at all. It also brings up another question. Why did this movie even make it to the theater? Brutal. That's a brutal review. Um, oh, here's a long one. Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. So this one is a lot of, oh man. Sorry. This one is a lot of the theological inaccuracies, which is I wasn't going to touch on that part of it. Because obviously there are some inaccuracies and some accuracies and stuff in the movie. And I'm going to look at these movies as movies. So, it doesn't do any good to look at it as, oh, we have to see it as exactly a Bible movie. I mean, if you're looking for good Bible-based movies, I mean, there's a ton of them that are theologically accurate. I mean, go watch, The Passion, or go watch The Chosen, the TV show, or go watch oh man, I can't even think of it right now. But there's there's plenty of good accurate ones. Um, and that's not what this was trying to be either, right? It was just trying to tell the story. Here we go, another half star. Anglo-Saxons are ruling elite while the indigenous are made to play the slaves and lower classes. Whitewashing 101. Brutal. Um, Again, you're welcome to whatever opinion. Um, if that's something that um, bothers you about movies, I can understand it. It doesn't bother me. Again, they're all actors, and you get one of the better actors, Christian Bale, in this movie, and I don't know. I mean, a good actor is a good actor, right? I'm not particularly concerned of you know the race and all that other stuff. Um, let's see. One of Ridley Scott's biggest misfires, Exodus Gods and Kings, is full of gorgeous imagery and epic production values, but whitewashing and uninspired writing make this biblical epic forgettable. If you just want spectacle, you can do worse, but outside of the visual cinematography and musical score, Exodus is a bland mess. Again, when you go straight to the race part, the race situation of a movie, um, I I just it can be valid criticism, 100%. But again, a good actor is a good actor. I don't I don't think that that should necessarily ding a movie. This film, like many modern films of today, tries to appeal to everyone, and in doing so, does not appeal to anyone. It is too secular to feel religious, but too religious feel secular, and when no one wins, everybody loses. That again, totally fair. It's a totally fair take. Ironically, person's name is Christian. Um, it's a totally fair take, and I again, I don't, I, I'm not. They didn't advertise it as Ridley Scott is making a Bible accurate Exodus story. Um, I mean, they don't turn the staff into a snake either, right? Like there's plenty of stuff in there that they didn't do. Um, let's see. Anyone can read the book this was from, but this interpretation sucked, really disappointing and complete letdown. Whoever created did not understand the story clearly. I mean, I again, not really sure. I mean, you're filling in some gaps in there, obviously. Um, was expecting so much more from this one. I found it boring, even though the plagues were impressive to watch. Yeah, again, I mean, you could probably say that for every single movie, right? Like it comes down to your expectations. And when you have Ridley Scott and when you have Christian Bale and you have I mean even Ben Kingsley is in it as a side character and what's his name? Joel Edgerton, I think, as Ramses. Like I get it. Like you have certain expectations. Um, so I mean, I guess I went into this one with no expectations. The only thing I've ever seen of this movie is when I worked at Best Buy. I We had it on as one of those home theater demos. So it was very um, look at the difference between, oh, you can see the sweat in Christian Bale's beard in this TV versus that TV, right? So I hadn't seen any of the movie actually, aside from whatever the trailers were. So again, coming at this movie, what, 11 years later, my expectations for it are really low. So we can take that into account too. That's obviously a good criticism as well. I mean, I say that, and a lot of these reviews are written in like 2024, so clearly, clearly. All right, let's lead. Oh my gosh, let's read one more. A pathetic, worldly, modern interpretation that has Moses as an uninspired, warmongering, worldly man. The historical accuracy of almost every detail is totally uninspiring. Not sure what they were trying to do with this film, but it fails miserably. And what the hell was that damn kid that kept showing up? The writer's idea of the God of the Hebrews, terrible depiction from start to finish. Yeah, I mean, I could see they if you haven't seen it yet, they use a boy about the age of Moses' son as as like the representation of God. So he's there with the burning bush. Again, not gonna talk about the theological accuracies. Um, it obviously is an interesting contrast they were trying to go for with obviously older Christian Bale as Moses talking to a young kid who is actually God. We're looking for a little dichotomy there, a little my brain's not working. It's 11 o'clock. I'm recording this. A little juxtaposition. That's the word. Um, so yeah, I mean, I get it. You're not going to agree with every single one of the director's ideas, and that's totally understandable. Totally get it. Um, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what you guys think. Again, sorry it's a little rambly. Sorry it's a lot of ums and ahs and stutters and thinking about whatever word I want to use. But yeah, that's just kind of how I am. And you can imagine how many edits I have to do for even the 3 minute, let's say nice things about videos. So I appreciate you all for listening. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you'd like this to be a regular thing I do with the channel. Again, I just call it off the cuff. Just you know, record what I think of some of the reviews or what I think of the movie a little bit more in depth, that sort of thing. But yeah, I hope I see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.